Schumo, the 10-year plan is called Next Generation NYCHA. It will look to address problems that have been around for generations. The New York City Housing Authority needs money to make repairs and improvements, an estimated $17 billion tax dollars, in fact. As part of the plan, private developers would build on parking lots and other open spaces at several to-be-determined NYCHA complexes. The new buildings would include affordable housing, rent-regulated, and market-rate units. The plan also increases the fee for a parking permit and waives $100 million in payments for policing and payments in lieu of taxes. Do you support Next Gen NYCHA? Will it work? If you live or work in public housing, how frequently do you encounter broken elevators or long waits for basic repairs? Call us toll-free at 866-NY1-TALK. That's 6918255. Email the call at ny1.com. Tweet us at NY1TheCall or post your comments on our Facebook page wall. All we ask for is your first name and neighborhood. Let's go to the phone and see what our fellow New Yorkers have to say. Shaw is watching the call in East Harlem. It starts the conversation off for us tonight. Shaw, do you support Next Generation NYCHA? Do you like what you heard today?
No. Hi, John. How are you?
Well,
it's been a while.
Thanks for calling
using
back.
a different name. Anyway, I was born in Housing Authority, Johnson Houses, Red Hook Houses, Queensbridge. I know all about housing. Back in the days, it was so good, keep off the grass, this and that. Let me tell you, they're wasting their money. They did our roofing about 5 years ago. They're doing the roofing again. If they would use a reputable contractor, they're wasting money. Here they go again doing the roof. I mean, the toilet bowls are running over. They gave us little toilet bowls. They're supposed to have higher toilet. They had big toilet bowls, bigger tubs. Now they cut it down and made it little toilet bowls, little tubs. The water, they're not saving the water. Water's all running over. Housing Authority is full of crap. If they would stop wasting their money on these stupid contractors and get the good ones, we wouldn't be going through this. As far as the parking lots and stuff, Mayor de Blasio doesn't know. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Housing Authority has money, and they're wasting so much money on shabby contractors. John, that's all I have to say. You have a sparkling evening. I'll talk to you soon, John. Thank you.
Shaw in East Harlem, thank you. Tony in Albany says a similar thing. Wow, $17 billion is a lot of money for repairs and improvements that could have been done for less if NYCHA was run efficiently and operating effectively. NYCHA is a mismanaged money pit, and $17 billion is a poor excuse to ask or give when we all know that amount or any amount will be used improperly, carelessly, and to fatten someone's pocket with no accurate accountability. NYCHA is done for and should all be sold. Tony in Albany. Tony, thanks. Karen writes on our Facebook page wall, bad idea. This is nuts. People need green spaces to sit, especially when the weather permits. And why would anyone want to live right next to NYCHA housing complexes? You couldn't pay me to live there. Karen on our Facebook page wall. Pat is in Bedford-Stuyvesant and joins the call. Pat, do you support this plan, Next Generation NYCHA?
Not at all.
Why not?
100% do not support it. And the mayor and the housing authority should be ashamed of themselves to come up and even publicly announce that they have a plan like this. Because let me tell you why.
Please.
Number one, the reason for this is because they changed. The next generation means upper income, higher class, market value NYCHA. And why should the burdens of the people that's been living in housing all these years, paying their rent when they were slumlords all these years, turn around now and raise everything up in order to make it more difficult for affordability? This is about financial gain. The investors is buying the whole entire city. They're buying the churches. They're buying NYCHA. And NYCHA owes the people for being slumlords for 30, 40 years and mismanaging the money and not being accountable for not being the proper landlords that they should have been for 30 years.
So, Pat, Pat, stay with me. It sounds to me that you just don't trust what you're hearing from the mayor today. The announcement is 10,000 affordable housing units, 3,500 rent-regulated apartments, and then 3,500 market-rate units. These would be the new developments. And you say, though, this is just a step down a path that would lead to eventually you and those who live in public housing to be eventually priced out. You're skeptical of where this is going.
Yes, you know why? Because affordable is not affordable. It's a broad term that they use. Affordable is a single person making $60,000 a year. That's what the affordable is. They're lying when they say affordable. People are tired of this lies. NYCHA needs to step up their game. Get rid of all these scam artists that didn't do their jobs for 20 years. Put some real people in there to manage the building and the money, and pay people back for what they paid for not getting the services for all these years.
Pat and Stuyvesant.
The elevator's always dirty. The hallways only get cleaned maybe once every 2 to 3 months.
I know when I moved here, the conditions of the building was much better than it is now. I was paying less rent, the conditions were better, and now I'm paying more rent and the conditions are not as good.
We had a leak and it was messing up the wall, so they had to tear down the wall. I mean, the repair was done quickly, but the waiting time, it's terrible. It's too long.
Join the conversation. Call 1-866-NY1-TALK or email thecall@ny1.com.